Hey everyone, Chris from Cuppa here. Just continuing on in our latest and greatest features that we have released. I wanted to touch on just give you an example of some of the new things you can do with, for example, the Cuppa API or Webhooks and how that all works and comes together. If you've been following along on Twitter, for example, I just put out a post about building directly from a Slack channel. If you're like me, you probably have, you know, 10, 15 workspaces, each with their, hundreds of channels in each. So to me, I like it because I'm always on Slack, even on mobile. So I now have a way to ping the system and build Cuppa content directly from my phone away from the computer. So that's pretty cool. Obviously with the REST API and the webhooks, let me just hop in here on the Cuppa side. Highly recommend the documentation. If you have any questions there, just dump it into ChatGPT and ask a question. You can even go into Create with Chat and dump the URL in there and ask questions as well for you to figure out the connections. But pretty simple connection. I'll drop in the video a link to the. I just do it all through Zapier. That's my dumbed down way to build this, but it very simply allowed me to essentially create a command within my Slack channel. Again, I usually have Slack on my phone as well, so I'm able to ping it. Here's an example down here. Let me make my mug here a little smaller. Okay, there we go. Basically show you how to do it. So, I just created a command. Again, have a channel dedicated towards it. You'll see here what happens. It's just as the command goes. I'm not going to actually do this one, but just showing you the keyword, model selection. I actually recommend any of the Claude, even 3.7 Sonnet, but like 4 Sonnet, 4 Opus. They're producing absolute fire right now, so do that. And then just drop in your preset. And let me just show you the preset too as an example here. So I would use, in this case, 6826. So just showing you here, 6826. And then hit enter and go. I would also change this to, Claude probably 4 Opus right now. That's the example that I actually just did. And I wanted to show you real quick the results. So again, directly pinged. I didn't have Cuppa up. I just dropped it in with this type of prompting down here in my channel. It kicks off and it goes. And then I also have it then flowing into a channel called Zapier Updates down here, in which it shows and has a clickable link directly to the article itself. I can just kind of show you that right here. Head developer here, we're talking about it, but let me show you here just what it looks like. So again, this was done in about 2 minutes via the Chris builds here, and it drops directly into your Cuppa, right? So, say I was out walking the dogs, this would be available for the team, via alert saying, hey, the article's done, hop in and start editing it, in which they can, and this would be their initial view. One thing I didn't like, too many words for me. 3100 is grossly too long. I would look to shorten it, which I realized I didn't put any of the H2, H3 targets in there. So, as with most of these models, if it's unrestricted, it's going to write. It's going to write a lot. So highly recommend viewing that. And you'll see the table of contents here. But to me, the eye test right away, I was like, just produced really, really good content. It reads well. It reads as if I was writing it myself. All of the domain services do check out. I love Flux 1.1 Ultra, I think it is. Produces really good. Photorealistic is my category that I select. So really the only thing I would change here is the length. So, I would just rerun it again with a more defined length total. But I did want to just show you, like, this article, again, built via Slack. Team's alerted via Slack that it's done. Team can hop in to Cuppa on the right-hand side, hop into the editor, start making changes, right? So pretty cool how you can start to see how this becomes more useful. By the way, that's not the end-all be-all. You can send it to wherever you want. So there's a lot of things you can see start to formulate of just from this very simple workflow of me showing you how to build outside of Cuppa using Cuppa, right? So just start to imagine where you can now send the content via API. All of these things start to realize like you're just kind of using the back end of what Cuppa is with your prompting and sending it anywhere you want. So pretty exciting stuff. I've also really done some exciting things. I'll drop in the video too. I've been using this. Let me just show you this preset too that's been doing really well. It's a mix of Matt Diggity. It had some really good prompts, but this one actually also came via a tweet the other day when Opus 4 just came out of here as well, and it was basically called the Authentic Engagement Content Profile. Don't forget, these are now up to 20,000. There's going to be changes here. I think I was telling you guys in Discord. Keep an eye out. We're just changing, it's basically going to be one prompt now. So there's not going to be these 4 layers of anything. Target word count's probably going to change too. It's just going to be direct in the prompt itself. You direct it where to go. Again, because the models have continued to improve so they can actually follow instructions a little bit better. So I'll include this as well, but and it comes in. I should say this is first person. I also have it for second and third person, but yeah, it's called the Authentic Engagement Content Prompt. I pair that with a Diggity prompt that talks about NLP friendly formatting. Again, more for like SEO purposes, but it is producing wildly good results. Read it first and foremost. That's your gauge, in my opinion, always your best gauge to see how the article does. I know a lot of people love the content detectors. This was a copy paste 99% original on a 2,973 word article without any edits, just totally dropped in and pasted in here with tables. I mean, that's actually, as someone who's done, I can't even tell you how many pings into originality, into all the other detectors. This is pretty impressive for a standard article with this type of length to have 100% original, because not to go down this rabbit hole, but these tools aren't exactly perfect. A lot of it is pattern based. By the way, they'll tell you this if you dig into the actual documentation into originality. They tell you no detector is ever going to be 100% accurate. They give some type of accuracy of 98%. That's absolute bullshit. There's no way that's true. I would say it's probably more 60-40. And again, I understand from, like, say, a client perspective, if you're building articles and this is an easy win to show for them. As someone who's done probably millions of pages of content at this point, and I've shown this on Twitter, sometimes it just doesn't matter. I have plenty of human written articles that cost me $300 to $500 an article that don't rank, period. Rank 100 plus. And I have countless other, AI articles that might rank 100% AI that rank. Or in this case, 99% likely original, but it was done by AI that rank. So it's just, they've done a great job of entrenching themselves into this world for a tool that they admittedly say doesn't work all the time and is very pattern based. If you ever want to trick these things, you could easily touch up the formatting, remove an H2, change it to very basic formatting can change it from 100% AI to 100% original. So anyway, but I understand from a standpoint of if you want to send this to a client, this was done in entire article was done in 2 minutes, and it produced 99% confidence, and it's 2,973 words. So again, this is part of the framework of what Cuppa can now do. No longer gone are the days 2 years in, single article generation that's optimized for SEO. We are obviously well past that in terms of what you can do, and then layering in now with some of the applications of, webhooks, APIs, it just really opens things up in terms of using the framework of what Cuppa is in terms of your presets, how we build the article in terms of the technology behind the scenes. But it's transforming into really a content platform, and that's always been the goal, where we want to do any and all type of content. We want to give you access to it however you natively do it. For me, I'm always in Slack, so this just makes a ton of sense. And I think a lot of teams have that experience where it's in Slack. Anyone could ping the channel with a build. It builds. You get an alert that is done 2 minutes later. It costs, 5-10 cents. It really is based on AI images now. Flux 1.1 Ultra is 4 cents per image. So I had 3, so that's 12 cents. And then 3,000 words, probably a penny or two, not much. If you do no AI images, and you do GPT 4.0 mini, it's a fraction of a penny. So again, very cheap, but anyway, best bet here is more than happy. I'll drop in the video as well how I built the Slack Zap, so you can see using the REST API and the webhooks, how you can do it, how your team can do it. Just a quick reminder, REST API webhooks is business and up. It will probably stay that way. But it just really opens things up for really your team, right? So I can be on the fly and type in on Slack anywhere, that I am, traveling, wherever it may be, just ping it directly in my mobile, and it starts to build, and it builds really great. In this instance, fantastic content. I would go in and edit it to really reduce it, but you're just starting at a point that is way better than before, and that's going to continue, right, as the models continue to push along here with the underlying technology and how they continue to improve, how they each, Anthropic just released, so I'm sure I'm sure OpenAI is about to release as well. So we're benefiting in a big way with the functionality of having multiple models being present within Cuppa. It's just now really exciting to start to use some of these additional features to build how you want to build. Just think, you have that article within 2 minutes for pennies that I made via Slack sitting in your dashboard, ready for the team to make the final edits before sending to a client for asking for feedback. Maybe once it's streamlined in your team, maybe 15-20 minutes from Slack build to comfortable enough of a first draft that costs maybe 15 cents to then send to your client. Don't forget, in the business and agency plans too, you can actually send it where it has feedback for the article. So you send them a link, and there's feedback directly from a Cuppa link back to you in terms of feedback for the article. So again, you can start to see where we're heading with this, but it's pretty exciting, both in terms of the models, but some of these new features coming out as well. So 2 things I'll drop. I'll drop the view of the Zap. If you guys if you have questions on this, just let me know. I'll shoot me a DM or shoot us an email at support or hello, and we'll help you get set up there. But pretty exciting. Coming next is this new feature that I've been wanting to push out for a while now, called the Authorship Marketplace. So real quick, just to show you. I don't have it in a test environment, but I wanted to show you where it's going to be. I think I mentioned it in the other one. So right here below notes is going to be an Authorship Marketplace. It will populate here, and you'll be able to, based on a credit-based system, select an author to be the author of this article. So you'll basically be able to send it to their Cuppa account. They'll hop in, make changes, fact-check, all that good stuff, add sources, whatever you need them to do. And you'll be able to use their authorship to then post the article, right? So I know this has been a request for a lot of our business and agency plans, so very excited to bring that to life here, coming out next. So a lot of good things moving in the right direction. Excited to, continue to build here in June as we just surpass our 2-year anniversary. So, that's it. And I'm sure I'll be back. I'm going to do more of these videos in the future. So I guess the next one will probably be the authorship marketplace, but maybe I'll also dive into this preset, which is just producing wildly good results right now, this authentic engagement content first person. So I'll also include that in the link below too, so you guys can just grab the prompts yourself.